Hey guys, it's Brian from Cross Coast Gaming, and today I'm going to show you how 3 undergeared nerds managed to beat the hardest content currently available in Destiny. I'm speaking of course about the weekly Nightfall strike that is tuned for level 28s. We decided to have a go at it at level 25, the lowest possible level it will allow you to enter as, and ended up completing it on our first attempt. I've seen a lot of people asking in the comments on Reddit as well as this channel how to easily beat the Nightfall mission, and so I'm here to tell you at least one way that it's possible. To start off, there are a couple important things to note. First being that as of now, the bosses in Nightfall seem to only have one variation from their average counterparts, which is that their health pool is extraordinarily bigger. The other is that the penalty for all members of a Nightfall mission dying is being ejected through the stratosphere back into orbit. These two things together mean that each boss encounter is going to be very, very long, as you have to play it super safely and not have anyone in a position where they would be impossible to revive. Remember that during heroic boss encounters, the only way to come back to life is to be revived by another member of your fire team. So I created this little map of our 3 positions during the Devil Walker encounter. The screenshot is taken from the position of the boss looking back towards the entrance into the area from inside the previous building. The positions marked A, B, and C each correspond to a designated area where each member remained during the entire encounter. Each spot has been specifically thought out, and I strongly recommend your own fire team uses the same strategic layout. If you plan on deviating, just make sure that no 2 members of your team are standing within 10 or so yards of each other, or you run the possibility of both being killed by a single missile from the boss. Positions A and B are critical in particular, for reasons I will go into right now. Position A. The first member of your fire team will take point right behind the snowbank leading up to the abandoned building. The person in position A will have the clearest shot of the boss at all times, allowing continuous damage to be done to the Devil Walker while putting themselves at minimal but possible risk of incoming laser-guided missiles. It is best to have the person in your squad with the most effective weapons at position A, for example arc weapons during the arc damage increase bonus on heroic modifiers. They will also be responsible for periodically killing the captains that jump to the top of the building next to them, labeled here. The captains did not once run from that building over to us, but due to the extraordinary risk of Nightfall missions and the fact that they were closer to us than any other enemies, we felt being overly cautious was the correct approach. Of the 15-minute boss fight, the person in position A received about 3 laser-guided missiles. Position B. The second member of the fire team will stay as far back from any enemies as possible in this corner. They have the heavy responsibility of staying alive at all costs. They will be responsible for reviving the players at positions A and C. In this position, they also have a small line of sight for them to fire at the Devil Walker from afar. For us, we filled position B with a member who had invisibility, allowing safer revives, as well as a sniper rifle. It is also possible for them to routinely switch roles with member C, depending on the current ammo situation. Remember that completely depleting the ammo from all of your weapons will automatically restore ammo to them after a small period of time. Of the 15-minute boss fight, position B received 0 laser-guided missiles. Position C. The final member of the fire team will be taking the forward operating position, being the closest to the boss as well as the enemies that guard the center pond. This member will be continuously firing on the boss's legs along with position A, as well as staying alert for any enemies that may be moving too close to the fire team. They may be at risk to the sniper at the top floor of the building to the right of the boss. This position may be moved at your discretion, as we weren't completely content with the amount of damage possible compared to its relative risk. We chose this spot because we didn't want any 2 of our members close enough to be killed by a single shot, but still wanted everyone in the same area to allow for revives and role switches. Of the 15-minute boss fight, position C received approximately 10 laser-guided missiles, as well as occasional cannon blasts. Once you have all of your fire team members in a position, the boss fight itself becomes very straightforward. Simply follow your role and keep whittling down the walker's health until he finally collapses. There are no tricks or special events here other than maintaining member safety and watching for incoming missiles. After one leg has been damaged enough, the boss will fall temporarily and expose his neck for extra damage. Try to keep firing on the legs that have not yet been broken for maximum damage output. After finally defeating the boss, remember that he does not clear all the enemies in the area. You will have to do this yourself. Alright guys, that's about it for this video, so please let me know in the comments if you like this kind of in-depth boss guide, if you want to see more of them, and make sure to like and subscribe for more similar content in the future.